Oh my god. Is it already time for that again? I just did that last night. How many of you have...
Oh God, I know.
Alright, I'll do it. How many of you have seen NatsuCon Brothers? That's a pretty good number considering
Edited
what
for
kind of...
content version.
Huh?
I've seen it edited for content.
Oh, you have? Okay, I didn't even know they had a version like that. So NatsuCon Brothers is a musical anime, and I played a character in that show named Ichiro, and he has sort of a little fluffy crush on a panda bear. And so because he has a little crush on a panda bear, he sings love songs to the panda. Really? All right. So this is the first love song he ever sings to the panda, and it's just so silly. Okay. Really? Do I have to do this right now? All right. Right, Okay. Fluffy, fluffy, panda pandy, don't know why you make me randy. When I poke you in my fantasy, I feel like I could cry. They'll say you're an animal, but I'll say you're a mammal just like me, and we'll be furry through the night. Panda, hold me tight. Fluffy, fluffy, panda pandy, go to sleep. There. Yeah. Go ahead, Rachel.
Who do you think Iki should be with? Ringo or Simka?
Agito.
I should have figured that one, but
Go for
that's
the
not an
third.
option.
Simka.
Really?
Sorry. You asked. I answered.
I know, but I'm just... Really?
Rachel, just love me. Right here.
You picked on me last night.
I know.
Why should I?
I don't know, because I'm a great guy.
Okay, who is your favorite character that you ever voiced?
My favorite is Noel Vermillion from Blaze Blue. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to play it yet. It's in the game room. But yeah, it was a fun. Yeah, that was my favorite. It's a fighting game, but there's also an entire visual novel behind it. So it was really fun. Yeah.
How many of you have actually seen Razafon?
Yes.
Really? Wow, Ayato was my favorite. Yeah, it's not, I know, it's confusing when you look at it. It's like, it's Razafon. Yeah. Ayato was my favorite character ever. And it's funny because I voiced him at the same time I was voicing Sosuke in Full Metal Panic, and it's like all the attention went to Full Metal Panic and not to Razafon. And I think Razafon is a far better show, but I understand Full Metal Panic's very entertaining, so it's all good. All right, who's got? Oh, look at you, from NatsuCon. TV show?
Anything from America, you mean, basically?
Anything American or Western European, you mean, right? Well, I mean, I will totally admit to being a complete junkie. Since 1999, in its first release, before it got canceled the first time, I've been watching Family Guy. Love it. And I know it's totally derivative and silly and potty humor, and I don't care, I love it. And as far as animated film, probably one of the really old classics, probably Snow White or one of those, like the old Disney films, like way back when they drew everything, you know, like the 7 old men drew everything. And this doesn't really count, but I love Tron. Oh my God. Okay.
I grew up on gargoyles and reboots. And as far as animation goes, The Lion King is my favorite animated film, and The Little Mermaid.
Lion King's awesome.
Anime in general?
two, and one of them is a cheat because I was in it, but I can't help it because I love laughing more than almost anything in the world. So my two would be Bebop and Ghost Stories. Those are, yeah. Yeah. Just a smattering of applause. Okay, fine, screw you guys. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love you. Yes.
I actually have one question directed toward Christina B, and then I have one for both of you. What is your most favorite dub song that you've ever sang?
My favorite dub song?
Like one that you sang in English?
Yeah. Oh, that's hard. My favorite has to be. I can't think of any right now. What did I say? Yeah, you know what? It's gonna come down to the Haruhi Yukai dub because that was the first one. Yeah, and I like that one because that's one that I did everything on, like the lyrics, the mixing, and yeah. So I think that's my favorite.
And my question directed to both of you. Do you guys have a favorite Broadway play?
Yeah. I have to cheat because I have two that are like tied for first place.
Okay, I want to hear cheating.
Chess and Spring Awakening are my two favorites.
No matter how many times I hear the soundtrack to this, I still always cry when I hear finale B, Rent.
Oh yeah. You know, I was called back from March 6 times. Yeah. I never got. It was for the replacement Broadway cast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Rent. I used to be a big Rent head, but I saw it like 35 times. And I just got sick of it.
Yeah, I love Rent.
It's a great show. Great show.
Well, I guess what drew you guys into theater work? Because you both said you did theater before you got into voice acting. So
I think I was born a big drama queen, so I decided. No, I mean I started doing theater literally when I was my first professional gigs with Houston Grand Opera when I was 9 years old, and I was in the children's chorus of the Houston Grand Opera. And then from there I got into musical theater and I started studying like improv and comedy and just basic acting and all that. So I kind of just grew up. I always had to act or be telling a story of some kind or something. So that's how I got into it.
I didn't make the cut for the softball team. And
That's such an honest answer. I love it.
Yeah, and but it was one of the best things that's happened to me in high school. That's how I got involved with theater. And you know, voice acting has always been something I was interested in. I'm like, you know what? If I'm gonna be a voice actress one day when I'm big and strong, I better start acting now. So yeah, that's how I got started in theater. Yes, Rachel.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. But was there a role that you didn't really like doing or kind of made you feel awkward, like to do this role? Anime or theater-wise, it doesn't really matter.
There.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. There have been roles that I thought maybe I wasn't a great fit for. Just recently, I played the mother, a Mexican mother, which is in a play I was doing, and I was always cast in plays as a. Oh, sorry. Are we talking about plays or
It doesn't
anime?
matter.
Either one.
Or both.
Either or. Yeah, it's just one of those things where I thought that I'm not really sure if I'm good, like if I can do this role, and that's where I was a little skeptical, but. You know, it was just a preliminary thing, and once I got into it, I started seeing why I was cast as that character. So, but in anime, no, I think at first I might have had some doubts whether I can play the character well, but it's just been, yeah, you just learn to trust the casting director and then that they saw something in you in that character.
Yeah, I have an answer for both. In theater, there was a role I was very uncomfortable with just because I talked about it last night. Because for the first like 2 minutes of the show, I was naked on stage and I hated it. I hated it so much. Oh, yeah, not so much. It was, you were in hair, so you've been naked on stage. Rock on. All right. With me, they had to wear blinders because of the reflection from the paleness. It was like, oh my god. But then anime-wise, I have to say, you know, there's this sort of adage in acting that says you like some of the great master teachers will put forth this notion that, and then there's a lot of truth to it, that you have to love every character you play or else it's going to come through in your performance that you're not fully invested in the character. Well, there's one character in anime that I can honestly say, luckily he was only on screen for like